that's us ready to do the oil change. 6 months. We'll take this cap off here. It's like a bayonet fitting cap. Comes off. And we put my hose on here, like so. And open that. I've had the engine running for about 15 minutes up to temperature. The flush material's in. I'll start vacuuming, then I'll take the oil filter off. So this is my vacuum, so it's just a matter of pumping that up and we'll see how much oil comes in it. And you can see the oil coming out now. Go. So this is the vacuum, it's vacuuming you now, and I have got marks on that somewhere. So that's my 9 litre mark. So if you can hear that rushing in there. It's quite a difficult thing to see, the oil coming through here, but I'm going to try and take it to about 6 litres, empty it, and see what else comes out. Then I'll get under the car and take the sump plug off. So that's me got about 8 litres out. It's quite difficult to tell. I basically take this top off and I can see it's up to about this mark here, which is 8 litres. So I reckon another 1.5 litres, so I'll go and empty that. I don't want to fill it to the top because it'll end up getting sucked into the vacuum pump, so I usually try and take it there. I wish this was perspex, you could see through it, that'd be great, but not to be. So this is when I dispose of my old oil, and I take it to the local council amenity tip where they've got an oil disposal, where it's then uplifted and recycled, used oil. Come on Spock, let's help us. Good socket that, 36mm, perfect. Just got to slacken that, give it another suction. I don't know if you heard that there, it was sucking quite well to the end. That's us now. That's the beauty of having a Range Rover on off-road mode. You've got to stand on it, the stool to get up. So I'm just going to take the old O-ring off there and get a new one. Just put that around there. That's fine. I shall leave that there, put a wee bit of oil on that. And put the new oil filter in. That's us. So I have got an OEM oil filter. I don't use the genuine ones. Again, I'm changing this every 6 months. My car done about 6,000 miles last year, so I don't see the point in putting proper genuine, although they're not that expensive, but every 6 months, don't know, £8 or something like that, so that'll do for me. So this is my latest contraptions up here. Oil. I don't think there's much oil left in this. Bastard. Put oil on my O-ring. That's where I put it in. And I need to go back and have a look at this, because that was 8 litres. According to the mark, I've just highlighted them and put markers on, but it does say raised text there, 8. So I've got it to there, and I've got it to there, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11, don't believe it. So I'll get a day when I'm actually going to fill that with the exact fluid. So now I'm going to take the under tray off and take the sump plug out to see how much more oil we get out. So, my plan is to take that off. I should have had the car on a ramp. It's quite tight line under here. So I'll get the oil pan under, take that off and see how much oil comes out. It'll be quite disappointing if there's not much comes out, which I don't expect. I think we've taken all this effort to see. But anyway, we'll learn this time, see how we go. Go. That was quite slack. There we go. Very, very little oil coming out. Oh, well, you can see that. So just a trickle. So to be fair, my suction device seems to be taking 99 or practically all oil out. So I've just done that as a test more than anything. So if you're going to be using a suction device, certainly it will take the majority of the oil out. I'll need to have a look at the drawing to see exactly where that suction pipe ends in the sump, but it must be right down at the very bottom, which is great. So I'll let that drip away. I will put the new plug in, then we will put the oil filter in, and then we'll top it up with oil. So this is the amount of oil we've got out by draining the drain plug after we have vacuumed all the oil out. So as you can see, there's not much in there at all. A couple of millilitres, 10 maybe 50 mil, so not really worth the bother. You're taking the sump plug out because you're not going to get that much more out it, although there might be a wee bit of crud in there, but it doesn't look like much. So there you go. So oil lubed up. Step again. doesn't have to be too tight. I think it says 25 Newton meters on it. I'm just going to get my torch and look in there. So, top wrench set to 25. That's fine. That's clicking there. I'll just check that when I'm back underneath putting the plate on. Right, that's not looking good. Spilt a wee drop there, Raymond. That's not good. So it says 9 1/4 litres in it. I'll now do a check. No dipstick in this car, as you probably know that. Done that, torqued, that's back on, that's on, oil's in, sump plug's on. So I'll now give it a wee run and fill the oil filter area and check the oil level and top it up if need be. So menu, vehicle service, oil level, not come on that time. That's better. I think I'll leave it at that. It's up to the max. So when I'm in the car myself, trying to put it on these ramps, I use the cameras. Well, that's interesting. You'll see that I can see the wheel, but if I open the door, I'll be able to see that I can see the wheel to a certain extent on the ramps. So can I do this one-handed? So I'll just put it on the ramp. There you go. You can see that. However, I'm going to go back. Why have I got that? The blue screen of death. There we have the car on the ramps. Lets me get a bit more space under there. And I shall put the cover tray underneath. So the other thing I did was these bolts here. If you watched my other video, you've seen one I couldn't get out, and I'm going to be one missing here. I've actually ordered 11 of these for $19.95. So their duty comes, so I'll change these when I get them. Well, that's us. Done and dusted. I'll get these bolts changed when I get the new ones. So if you want to know where I got them, give us a shout. 20 quid delivered. I think there's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Of course, the usual, managed to spill oil on the driveway. I'll try and clear that up. So I'm quite happy with that. Oil change. 6 months. Probably only done a couple of thousand miles. I'll stick that in the description, but I like to keep my oil changes regularly. It doesn't cost much, to be honest with you. I can get 20 litres of oil with the right C1 specification for about 60 quid, something like that. Okay, that's us. I'll get the engine cover on. I also managed to get these wee grommets. Oh, there's one still in the car, but you'll see that there. I'll put that in properly in a minute. That's up in there. These are quite cheap. Like everything to be there. And there we have it. 6 monthly oil change.